Hello everyone, how are you doing? I've gotten a lot of responses about my hypothesis about the brain fog causing hesitation with the invasion of the Hamas in Israel. A lot of good and a lot of bad. Thinking that I'm desecrating the dead. I am far from desecrating the dead. Do you know who really desecrated people? Is Benjamin Netanyahu, and I'm going to tell you why. In the beginning of my video that I use about my hypothesis, and all documents down below, look up brain fog. And I do this because, number one, I'm Jewish. Number two, I give a shit even though I'm not there. And I'm going to say a fact. When I grew up in my town, I knew what it was actually to be in Nazi Germany, because I used to get called dirty Jew and kike, kicked at going to school, rocks thrown at me. Several years ago, there was an Israeli person who said, the American Jews don't know what's happening here. Well, let me tell you something. It might not be bombs and missiles, but I do feel the pain, all right? I do feel that pain. Every person in the world, Jew or Gentile or anybody else, feels the pain that you're going through right now. But I came out with that hypothesis, and I think I'm correct. I cannot claim for it, but that's the way it is. I've tried my best to expose this in an intellectual manner, even though I've had people say that I'm a mother effer. Gail, that's for you. And I really don't care. It's only a hypothesis about this whole brain fog. When you have Benjamin Netanyahu coming out on video stating that they, in concert with Albert Bourla, the veterinarian extremist, who's the CEO of Pfizer, come out and he said that Pfizer used Israel as their laboratory because there was no testing going on for the contraindications. That's why it takes 10 years. Don't let anybody bullshit you. What's modern technology? Let me tell you something. They jab people with this COVID, whether it's Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, or Pfizer. They jabbed you, and they didn't do any type of extracurricular activity in making sure that that vaccine would not give you adverse effects. Well, they didn't do it. The worst thing is I have documentation within that video that you'll find on my YouTube channel. Look up Daryl Guberman. That Pfizer skipped quality processes and standards. Johnson & Johnson did. Moderna colluded and more than likely did the same thing Pfizer and Johnson & Johnson did. And the worst thing is that they sit on the American National Standards Institute that makes standards and procedures and policies. They took over the American National Accrediting Board, which is the accrediting body many of these medical companies forced down their suppliers' throats. So I'm just telling you, as it is, this is a follow-up to the COVID brain fog, as an addendum to those people who think that I'm a jackass. No. You know, I'll tell you, for those people, well, there wasn't many, only Gail, used language beyond belief. My mother always said, when people do that, when they say these words to you, or they get upset, they walk out of a room, then you hit pay dirt. So, with that said, I'm going to leave it here. I just got out of a meeting. There's another video coming out about the inconsistencies of quality concerning the American National Standards Institute and the American National Accrediting Board. The reason why I do this is that I was invited to join ANAP in 2016. I was invited and actually supported by a 50% ownership of ANAP, the American National Accrediting Board, ASQ, the American Society for Quality, so I don't fuck around. And by the way, fuck is a quality term. Most of you will get your ears up and say, what did he say? That's exactly what I said. Because a member of ANSI used those words on me. He called me up on the phone because I exposed laboratory impropriety. And he said, half a nut, fuck you. You will find that on the video concerning quality as well. That is coming out in a PR fashion. I am just tired of this dishonest activity that is going on at ANSI and ANAP with their director at large, which I applied for. And guess who was the chairman of the election committee? the same guy who called me up on the telephone in 2019. In 2022, he was the chairman of the election committee for the director at large for 2023. So if you look in the backgrounds of many of these people who sit on the board, they're not only getting, some of them are not only getting their salaries, but they're also getting financed by ANSI with your tax money. This is Daryl Guberman, CEO of Guberman PMC LLC, a quality consulting firm here in Connecticut. We have one more meeting to go to, but I want to get this out because I get that text and then I get another email. So I just wanted to, and several other emails that were very supportive of that, because you have an issue out there that Benjamin Netanyahu worked with Albert Bourla, who's a veterinarian. So when they say those people who took the shot are sheep, what do you want? Albert Bourla, the CEO, of Pfizer, is a veterinarian. And he also didn't roll up his sleeve. Megan Terrell and MSNBC did a interview with him about 2 years ago. And she asked him, why did he take the vaccine yet? And he said, no, I'm a 59-year-old man. I don't need to take it. I'm in good health. I'm not in the front line. But the worst part about that video is when he says, Megan, the vaccine was made in the sun with quality processes and standards, everything else, but a very good quality. Well, I actually have several articles concerning Pfizer skipping quality processes and standards. The guy is a bullshitter. He said that him and his board of directors doesn't have to take the shot. He should have been the first one in line. So even you guys who are watching this video were used as guinea pigs, just like Israel. And you're probably saying, no. And it has screwed up many people's thought processes. I've been out here now 2 years doing my thing, talking to people, and you could definitely tell the difference between those who got injected and those who did not. It's affecting something's going on, without a doubt. And you're going to say no and poo-poo it, and I'll probably get some harassing text down below this video. So be it. I have the data, the truth. And as Thomas Paine said, and I go by this, when speaking the truth, it is like administering medication to the dead. And A.A. Milne said, it's easier to believe a lie that one has heard 1,000 times than to believe a fact no one has heard before. So you have Benjamin Netanyahu utilizing the Israeli people as lab rats, per his own words. I am very sorry about what has transpired. My telephone number is 203-556-1493, or Daryl, D-A-R-Y-L, TQRS @yahoo.com. I thank you.